This week on Cinema Beach, Wes Anderson is back,
Ridley Scott likes him short.
and Dee Rees explores the taboo. Hello and welcome to Cinema Beach, the show that takes you inside the world of indie film. I'm Bryan Thompson.
And I'm Tony Ortiz. Wow.
We're back finally after
A long hiatus.
Yeah, we had the holidays happen, and then we have been exploring some new venues. Obviously, this is not it, but felt like we had to, back in my office again. Felt like we had to do a show. You know, it's been a while. We got some good stuff today. We got some Pariah reviews.
Which, at least I have a good review. I don't know.
Yeah, we were a little mixed on this. It was actually one of the few times that we saw it together.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's true. We did see it together, so.
And we got our DVD pick of the week, and which will tie into Pariah and
Full little show.
Yeah. Standard fare.
Yeah.
We're veterans now.
Yeah. 4 down. Awesome.
But first, we have the indie news feed. So, a lot of news happened that we're not going to cover. I mean, it's been weeks that we're just going to skip by it. A bunch of stuff happened, a bunch of awards, all this.
4-hour show today.
Yeah,
That's
we're not
First hour news. News. That's what we're going to talk about.
So, just within the past week, what do we got going on?
The Moonlight Kingdom trailer.
Dear Susie, here's my plan.
Dear Sam, my answer is yes.
Dear Susie, 1.
Dear Sam, where?
Dear Susie, walk 400 yards due north from your house to the dirt path which has not got any name on it. Turn right and follow to the end. I will meet you in the meadow.
Who's missing? Shukusky, you in there? Jiminy Cricket, he flew the coop.
Walt, where the hell are you?
Right here.
Does it concern you that your daughter has just run away from home?
That's a loaded question. Until help arrives, I'm deputizing the little guy, the skinny one, and the boy with the patch on his eye to come with me in the station wagon.
It already looks hilarious. It looks like classic Wes Anderson. I don't know, a little back to the norm.
Back to the Rushmore days, I guess.
Back to the Rushmore.
Yeah, the little kid in it looks like a
Tenenbaums.
Yeah,
Kind of.
yeah. The kid looks like a mini.
Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah. Which the movie has that kind of 70s, Hal Ashby. I mean, he always has been kind of that Hal Ashby type filmmaker, but this even more so with the, kind of the muted tones and the zooms and stuff like that. It's reminds me a lot of Harold and Maude. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which him and Roman Coppola wrote this together, so I get it. I think they both have a love for that era, so
Definitely.
I can understand why this one is back to that style.
My concern, though, is it seems so over the top. I mean, we talked about this before. Royal Tenenbaums, you kind of said is that kind of absurdist quality. I don't know. I think it's a little more grounded in reality. This is like, the whole talking with the bullhorn, up to the upstairs, the whole. It seems a little like, I don't know, a little far-fetched.
Well, we'll just have to wait to see. But I'm excited to see it regardless.
I am as well, yeah.
I think Wes Anderson, he's a good director. I love him, so.
Yeah. What else we got? We got the...
Ridley Scott.
Doing the YouTube thing now. We got this something called Your Film Festival that Ridley Scott, production company Scott Free, is partnering with Emirates Airlines and YouTube to do this kind of a pretty cool little film festival for short films. Basically, you submit a 15-minute, up to 15-minute short film to Scott Free via YouTube. They take a look at them all. They'll narrow it down to 50 short films, and those will be posted on YouTube, I think, in the summertime.
Yep.
And everybody will be able to vote on their favorite short film. Top 10 films, Ridley Scott's taken to Venice.
Well, and then
the winner gets $500,000 and a
contract
with Scott Free. Yeah. So
Go make your shorts out there. You know what I mean? Hurry up! You got till March.
When I read this, we've made short films before. I thought, man, I gotta bust this out. We gotta do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's
so vote for our film.
Yes, exactly.
Let's just go that far.
Yeah, but that's actually one of the problems that I have with this is it's because it's a YouTube kind of video contest. Is it really going to be like, I wrote about this on the website. Is it going to be the American Idol type competition? Is it going to be like vote for the popular films, or is it actually going to find some really good talent here? That's the key.
I guess we'll have to wait to see.
I read
our film's going to have Kim Kardashian in it, so
we talk about it in every show. I think we
we're in love with Kim. So it's gonna have Kim Kardashian. It's gonna blow up. It's gonna be the top #1 hit, and it's just gonna be horrible.
Well, if it's Kim Kardashian's in it, then it's gonna be horrible.
Oh, that's not fair to say.
Who knows? Maybe she can act.
Yeah. No, I don't know about that. But I'm just saying, the movie,
Well, but that's the thing is like I said, is it going to be a popularity contest? I don't really know. Somebody wrote on some website I read, they said the headline will be a Hollywood Reporter will say, cute cat video wins the Golden Lion.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Which
will be awesome.
Funny. Yeah.
It'll be awesome. 20 minutes of the cute cat.
Or like a little kid laughing, a little baby laughing.
Yeah.
Those are always popular.
Mimicking his dad
or
something.
So if you're a short filmmaker, this should be good news to you. You got February 2nd is the opening, and it goes till March 31st. Submit your films.
And
on a side note, I just became a judge for a short film competition, and it was hell. I know some of the people are out there watching. I think might have been involved in it, but it was hard to watch. I watched 52 short films. I have a lot of sympathy for Ridley Scott and it's probably his interns.
Yes.
Who will be watching all these films. Short films are great. I love short films. I think it's a fantastic medium, but there are some bad ones out there. So,
what do you call Ridley Scott for sure? I was just gonna throw a shout out to him, but I'm lazy, so I was gonna be like, "Hey, Rid." And, that doesn't
you're
sound right.
You're on first name.
Yeah. I was like, "Hey, Rid, if you need someone to watch some films, so how do you do that?" Oh, okay, let's go. Speaking of that, more just a little quick note on all the awards and stuff like that. The Artist
is rocking it. Yeah,
Artist is killing it. So
that we had the Golden Globes happen last weekend. By the time this podcast airs, the Oscar nominations will be announced. Which this usually go up on Tuesday. So. The Artist will definitely. It's at this point it's locked. It's gonna win the Best Picture.
And if it doesn't, I'm gonna beat everybody.
This morning, this is Sunday morning. Last night, the PGA Awards were going on. The Artist took the PGA Award, which is kind of a shoe-in for Best Picture in the Oscars. Yeah, so it's it's kind of inevitable. I don't know. You liked the movie. I didn't like the movie. It was not on my top 10 list, which let's talk about that. We got the top 10 list that happened
top 10
on the website this week. If you are curious to know who some of our critics are and what they like, definitely check it out. My top 10 was a little odd. I know you you didn't like it, but
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just
I have
our tastes vary.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's the cool thing about especially all the people that work on this website is we have different tastes and I didn't see as many movies as everybody else saw this year, so.
But you saw Winnie the Pooh 50 times.
Yes.
So.
And it's not an indie film, but it's definitely one to watch. It's my DVD recommendation of
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
So if you haven't seen it,
it's hilarious. You gotta watch it.
I'll check it out.
That's the thing is everybody kind of goes Winnie the Pooh, and I'm like, well, have you seen it? No. Well, maybe you should.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you like Winnie the Pooh.
I do like Winnie the Pooh.
So yeah, give it a shot. It's 60 minutes. The movie's only 60 minutes long.
So it's not even. It's a short film.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll throw that one up for your short.
That should win the Golden Bear or the Golden Lion. Yeah.
The Golden Tiger, whatever.
Golden Venetian.
Yeah. So, but the Artist.
The Artist, is not in my top 10, but apparently on everybody else's. And
Artist was on my top 10.
Was on your top 10.
Hugo. Sorry, I haven't posted my top 10, but I will. I'll throw mine out there.
Yes.
But yeah, of course, Hugo. Drive, which really hasn't. I mean, it's gotten loved between all of us and people, but
yeah, there's kind of a difference between some of the award presenters, the critics who are part of that. They don't seem to really give the love for Drive. I mean, it's always on the short list, I guess, but it never really gets up there. I don't know. It was definitely one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
It's up there in the top 5.
it solidified my man love for Ryan Gosling. But
who was very hot this year with Ides of March. Yeah.
Looks like he's just gonna keep going too. He's got stuff on the way. So, yeah, Drive was. What else?
That was another one I put on my list was Bellflower, and it
Bellflower?
got no love. I mean, it's gotten some indie love, but as one of our critics, Ryan, said on his comment on my list was, it's one that cinephiles really loved Bellflower. So definitely check out Bellflower if you haven't seen it.
I think so, and I think that it'll really give them. I'm sure they're gonna make another film. So.
Oh, definitely, yeah. They're gonna be rising stars.
It did its job.
Yeah.
So.
Enjoy
Yeah.
some
So
more
the top
Mexican
10
cookies.
So you should check out everyone's top 10. There's how many now? Like 5?
Yeah, 4, and then you put yours up,
Yeah,
and we're gonna have Matt
5.
and the double Matts.
Double Matts.
Matt
Two
Woods
Matts.
and Matt Hunley hopefully put theirs up soon. So.
Okay, so yeah, go check it out. Check out everyone's top 10 and let us know what you think.
And if you haven't heard the Oscar picks, then right now, well, after the podcast, go to our website and see the Oscar nominations. So, yeah.
So
Coming up, we've got a review of Pariah. So check it out.
yeah. For more film news, check out the news feed on our website at CinemaBeach.com. There you can find all the current happenings in the world of independent film, from trailers to casting announcements, production reports to film festival updates. The news feed at Cinema Beach is your best source for indie film news. While you're there, subscribe to our RSS feed, and don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
I know for homecoming that I want to go with Craig.
And who are you gonna go with, Lee?
I'm not going.
What do you mean you're not going?
If she doesn't want to go, she doesn't have to go.
For some reason, Lee just doesn't like anything I pick out for her anymore.
You look beautiful, baby.
This isn't me.
There's this new women's club up there by the liquor store. You haven't heard anything about it, right?
I never even heard of it. What if, say, somebody liked you? What if the person is kind of like a friend, but you know they like you more than that?
I told you, I talked to Alike. Everything's fine.
Did you ask her?
No, because I don't have to.
One of the challenges of young independent filmmakers out there is the difficulty in finding an original voice, but at the same time creating something that feels familiar to its audiences. Unfortunately, there's a wash of independent films out there that mimic past successes. Dee Rees' debut feature, Pariah, does not fall into this trap. Instead, she gives us something that is conversant, while at the same time breaking some new ground in conventional genres. You liked Pariah.
I did?
Yeah.
I really liked Pariah.
You liked it a lot more than I did.
I did.
I liked it.
As our argument stated, you gave it a 4 out of 5, which is not...
It's good, yeah.
That's good.
You like, but I guess what I'm saying is I liked the movie. I definitely liked the movie. And if you read my review, I think it's obvious in my review that I liked the movie.
Are you talking to Dee?
Yes,
Dee, if you're watching it, I really liked the movie. He liked the movie too. So.
It's a movie I don't think you can not like. You know what I mean? It's one of the great things about the film, and we should just talk about the film first. It deals with a young girl. Her name is Alike.
17-year-old.
17-year-old girl who is a lesbian, who's also black and lives in Brooklyn. And it basically deals with kind of her dealing with her sexuality. Right from the beginning, I mean, it's pretty clear she's not, exploring her sexuality. She definitely feels confident in being a lesbian. It's just more of the fact that this is very taboo in her, not only in her culture, specifically in her family, and among her friends. And she just can't confidently be the lesbian that she wants to be. She also happens to be 17, so she's just like any 17-year-old trying to understand sex in general, you know, and she's definitely shy and timid, you know, around other lesbians, with the exception of her best friend Laura, who tries to get her to, you know, be a little more loose and party and stuff like that. So the movie deals with basically her kind of struggle, you know, with coming out to her parents. I guess that's really what it amounts to.
Which her dad's a cop.
Dad's a cop. Mom's you know, works at a hospital.
But they're both religious.
Yeah. You know, this is the problem that I have with the film, is that in terms of queer cinema, it's almost a cliche. I mean, you know, not to say that it's not real. You know, definitely this is a struggle that a lot of people have. But we've seen this before. This is the kind of like, oh, I'm having a hard time, you know, coming out to my parents because I know they're going to kick me out, and you know, they'll never accept who I really am. And it's like, yeah, we've seen this story before. So what makes this movie different from an episode of Glee?
Well, an episode of Glee, how about there's no singing there.
True.
I mean,
there's no white people.
Busted out, and that's a difficult question to ask. But if you look at it in contrast, which both are huge difference in movies. But if you look at another movie that just came out, Red Tails, actually, I know this is a far stretch.
Where are you going with
this? Is a far stretch. No, but I saw an interview with George Lucas and a couple of the other people who were in Red Tails, and one of the things that everyone talked about was that this was a positive all-black cast.
Yeah.
Movie.
Yeah.
The same thing with Pariah, though it deals with stuff. It's a tough movie to watch. It's not like a happy, feel-good action film like Red Tails is, I guess, if you want to call it that. But like an action film like Red Tails, it's
right.
Totally different. But it still deals with an all-black cast that's not like the Tyler Perry kind of just a comedy.
Yeah.
Like it's not. This deals with the real life, and yet it doesn't ostracize like any other culture, even straight people. It doesn't ostracize anybody from watching the film. And I think that's the part about the film I really enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and that's actually, I think one of the things I wrote in my review was, this is not necessarily a groundbreaking, you know, queer cinema type movie. This is a groundbreaking African-American, you know, cinema movie. I mean, this is, what this does with, you know, the image of young black women is head and shoulders above anything that you know, Lee Daniels or Tyler Perry are doing. You know, a lot of people are going to compare this to Precious. It's this year's Precious.
Yeah.
It's not. It's one of the great things is it is actually a happy movie. This is a movie that deals with a girl who, like I said, she's not, you know, she's not bogged down or, you know, feeling the burden of having to come out. She's a happy girl, and the actress, and I'm gonna butcher her name, Adapero Oduye.
No.
Hope I said that right. You know, she's amazing in the movie, and what she does. I mean, the way she smiles. You know, there's so much smiling and laughter in the film, and especially in a movie that's so dramatic as this. You know, Dee Rees, the director, she finds the balance of you know, being a serious, dramatic, you know, struggle, but also, you know, what any 17-year-old girl is going to go through. She's going to be happy at times. And there's like the scene where she's playing basketball with her dad, which is kind of a weird scene. It's like just kind of a throwaway thing. But what we see in that scene is the relationship that she has with her father. You know, she is daddy's girl, and she's happy, he's happy, they're having fun. This is not a movie where it's like, oh, I feel like I'm not, you know, part of the world. I feel like I'm different, you know. She doesn't, I mean, she definitely feels different, but she feels like she's somebody, you know. It's not an identity struggle for sure.
No, not at all.
And that's the difference with like Precious. I mean, Precious was a downer of a film. I mean, can anything worse happen to Precious?
And I think it was just too extreme where this film, as I said, it felt like we just stepped into these people's lives. It was like a little slice of life. It was obviously shot in the cinema verite style as it was. It was really just a good all-around film. The acting was good. And it was an independent film. I mean, you could obviously see the classic characteristics of what independent film is, low budget, is becoming. But I thought it was, I mean, just everything about it. I can see, a handful of those people continuing their careers in acting. It was shy, it was it. And
Kim
I think
Wayans.
Kim Wayans is in it,
Kim Wayans plays the mother, and she's getting a lot of credit for this film. Yeah. She's a comedic actor. One of the Wayans is
a long way from "I'm gonna get you, sucker." So
I mean, it's what's weird is she's a big draw in the film. I think for people who don't really know anything about it and they hear Kim Wayans is in it. It's similar to like the in Precious, the mom in Precious, who was that?
Monique.
Yeah, Monique. Who gives a dramatic turn in Precious. Kim Wayans does a very dramatic turn here in Pariah.
So I think it's something that everyone should see, and I think it's one that's easy to see. As I said before, it's not about like race or sexuality or anything like that. It's just a good little film, and I think that if Dee Rees continues, I think I want to see her next film to see where she goes from here.
You don't want to face the facts.
No, damn it, that's not true. Look, when you
your daughter is turning into a damn man right in front of your eyes, and you can't say.
I am broken. I am broken open. Breaking is freeing. Broken is freedom. I am not broken. I'm free.
I got to keep doing my thing. I got to keep doing my thing.
Go check out Pariah. Dee Rees' first film, starring a bunch of people whose names we can't even pronounce.
Kim Wayans and
Charles Pardell.
Yeah, Charles. Which he was great. So
it was
great acting. Yeah. Great cinema. So
up next we've got our DVD pick of the week, which for those who are craving a more edgier film, stay tuned. So
to check out more about this movie, head on over to the review section at CinemaBeach.com. Read the complete review or check out the other reviews on the site. Updated weekly, we've got you covered on all the films playing in Southern California's art houses. You can also browse our archives for past reviews from all of our contributors.
The film which you're about to see is an account of several days, fantastic and unreal in their nature, of one young man making his way through the tyranny and desolation that is middle school. This cathartic tale will remain ferociously locked in your mind for years to come, as the fate of Logan is perhaps one of the strangest sequence of events ever to befall a young man. Never before in the annals of adolescence has such a bizarre and grim life been given a representation with such purgative honesty. This is the tale of wild tigers I have known.
In 2006, Cam Archer debuted with the movie Wild Tigers I Have Known. It's a stark contrast to Pariah in that it's more of an avant-garde film that deals with the similar subject of coming out and dealing with your sexuality. Not a lot of people saw this film, but it's definitely one that I have to recommend, especially if you're a Pariah fan. Tony, have you seen Wild Tigers I Have Known?
No, I haven't seen Wild Tigers I Have Known. I meant to see it before this podcast.
It's I have a copy of it. You can watch it tonight if you want.
Oh.
But, it's a film that not a lot of people saw. I mean, it ultimately is kind of a sad thing. But it's a huge step forward in terms of, queer cinema. Cam Archer, this is his first film. He's done a few other films since. Kind of a real kind of weird avant-garde indie filmmaker. Actually, this year came out with the movie Shit with Ellen Bernstein.
Wow.
I can say that because we're explicit.
Yeah, nice.
And it was a movie that, I mean, IFP, they love this guy. Cam Archer is, one of the new hot, guys. This was his first film in 2006. He hasn't made anything until now. He's done some commercials and whatnot, but he's an amazing voice. And this is the movie that, we talked about when we got out of Pariah. I said, this wasn't doing anything new with the subject. Wild Tigers I Have Known does something drastically new. Right? It's an avant-garde film, so it has like animation, it has really crazy cinematography, some weird like lighting and black and white and whatnot. It's kind of a trippy film, but it's the same kind of classic story of a young kid kind of coming to terms with his sexuality. Logan, who's played by drawing a blank on his name, Michael Stumpf, I believe.
Yeah, Stumpf.
This is the only film that this kid's done. He does a great job in this film. But he's a young boy who loves another boy and kind of wants to be in a relationship with that boy. Of course, the boy is straight, so so it deals kind of with that, and Pariah kind of touched on that as well. It's definitely the film that if you've seen Pariah and you thought, well, it was good, it wasn't great, kind of how I felt, Wild Tigers I Have Known might be the film that you might like. So definitely,
yeah. Well, I'm gonna watch it tonight. Well, not tonight. I got some football.
We got football.
But yeah, Wild Tigers I Have Known.
And and like I said, it was produced by Gus Van Sant, who was a big champion of Cam Archer's. I think a big influence. So it has that kind of Gus Van Sant feel to it. He's when Van Sant isn't doing his more commercial work, he does do some kind of weird avant-garde stuff. Yeah. And this feels like a Gus Van Sant movie. If you didn't know that it was a first-time director, Cam Archer, you might actually think it was a Gus Van Sant film. So. Nominated for a Spirit Award back in 2007, which is actually how I heard about it. Yeah, for cinematography. It has great cinematography. It won, I think, Sarasota the year that it came out. So, it's definitely got some cred behind it. And, so check it out.
Out on DVD this week, 50/50, the surprise indie hit comedy that deals with the hilarious subject of terminal cancer. Starring Jason Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen, this award contender is a must-see. The Whistleblower. Rachel Weisz stars in this real-life drama about a Nebraskan cop who finds herself involved in exposing a UN sex scandal in war-torn Bosnia. Restless. Gus Van Sant's latest quirky Portland-based production about young love and a ghost. If you're a Van Sant fan, you'll dig it, but it doesn't compare to the other young love film this year. Another Happy Day, starring Ellen Barkin and Kate Bosworth. This is a typically bad, dysfunctional family comedy that you could easily skip. And finally, Revenge of the Electric Car, the sequel to the hit documentary Who Killed the Electric Car. This time, the car comes back and shocks people to death.
Well, that's it for this episode of Cinema Beach.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be back in a week or so in a new spot, and
we're hopefully locking down a more permanent home, but maybe some sponsors as well. So
yeah, that'd be nice. So check out all the reviews and
all the top 10s,
all the top 10s,
all the news on the website, and
let us know what you think.
Yeah, and rate this podcast if you haven't done so already. We need some shout outs. So until next week, I'm Brian Thompson.
I'm Tony Ortiz.
Have a good one.